All right, Mr. Stolberg here with a video lesson about adaptations. So let's go through the slides and see what you're going to have to do when you do these activities. So the first one launch on your own, so I'm going to link to you on. But let's talk about what adaptations are, so I can explain it to you out loud if you're struggling with the material. There are two types of adaptations and behavioral adaptations. Adaptation is something that an animal that helps it survive. Over time, the adaptations didn't make it. They weren't strong enough to survive. So they can have structural adaptations, which is a change in their body. These are going to be physical characteristics. Sometimes they're called physical adaptations. Things that you're going to see on them, like claws or a beak or feathers or extra layer of fur. This is a change in their body. Behavioral adaptations is something in their behavior, a change in their behavior that helps them survive. So instincts, when we think about animals having instincts, they just know to do something to survive. These are behavioral characteristics. So structural adaptations would include bears growing thicker fur in the winter, or some animals have that layer of blubber to keep them warm if they live in cold climates. Giraffes and their long necks help them survive because they can get to leaves that other animals can't. All the other animals are picking off all the bottom leaves, and giraffes are just walking in and I don't mind if I do, and scooping the leaves off the top. This is an adaptation they have that's allowed them to survive for a very long time because they don't have a lot of competition. Behavioral adaptations aren't as easy to see. You have to observe an animal's behaviors to notice a behavioral adaptation. So bears hibernating in the winter, that's not a physical part of them. It's just something they do, an instinct they know to have. Birds building nests high in trees, again, not a physical characteristic, but just something they know to do. Those are behavioral adaptations. So when you're done with this slide, go ahead and play this song. It's slightly cringy, but good information in it. For more about adaptations, adaptations help animals survive, and a big one is camouflage. A lot of animals use camouflage to help them blend into their surroundings. Think about not only like some of the animals like a chameleon that can change its color to blend in to protect itself from predators, but animals that just naturally have colors that resemble their environments, like an Arctic fox or other things that live in the Arctic or where there's a lot of snow tend to be white, right? So they can blend into their surroundings. So how does that help predators? The Arctic fox is going to be a predator. How would that help them? And then prey, like a bunny that lives in the snow, is going to be white colored. How does that help the prey? So you're going to type the answers to those two questions here. So remember, predators are the animals that do the hunting. Prey are the animals that get hunted. Every animal adapts to its environment. That's how these animals are able to survive in that environment. If they didn't adapt to this environment, guess what? They wouldn't be there no more. They get eaten. So animals have to adapt to survive where they live. Okay. So on this slide, it's really simple. You're just going to name the adaptation that you see and type the answer right in here. Oops. Both of these animals have the same adaptation, but they live in different areas. Imagine if this green frog lived where this brown frog lived, he'd get eaten pretty fast because he'd stick out very easily. He's going to live around leaves and up in trees. This one's going to live more towards the ground. So what is the adaptation that both of those have? Right. On this page, this is an infographic about cheetahs. It's talking about all of the adaptations that cheetahs have that help them survive. They're able to blend into the grass. They have claws that dig into the ground, kind of like cleats on shoes. If you run track or play football or baseball or soccer, you usually wear cleats to keep you from slipping in the grass. So cheetahs have the same thing. They also have those long spines that help them stretch out as they're running, and they really can get their back legs up there and push to make them so fast. They have really good eyesight, and they have a tail that they can kind of use to help them steer when they're moving so fast so that they go in the right direction. So this is all about a cheetah and the adaptations it has to survive. So your task is to, on the next slide, you're going to create your own infographic, something that's visually appealing, has colors and boxes and pictures and information about one animal, and you're going to tell adaptations that animal has. So you might have to do a little bit of research on what kind of adaptations the animal has, unless you've got an animal that you're really an expert on because you've already done some research in the past. So choose an animal. You can do this right here on the computer, or you can do it on paper and then take a picture of it and post it. But you're just going to use this blank page here, and you're going to put an animal in the middle, and then you are going to put pictures around it showing the animal's adaptations and text boxes to talk about those adaptations. So that's the big task for this activity. Take some time with it, make it nice. If it takes you a couple of days to finish it up, that's fine. I'll let you be a little bit late, turn this one in, as long as you get it in by Friday. But make it good and make it have good information on it. All right, thank you very much for watching this video, and have fun doing science.